A season ago, both Hurricane and Huntington reached the semifinal round of the first ever Quad A state playoffs of West Virginia. Unfortunately, both fell in that round and didn't get the chance to play for a state championship. In 2025, Hurricane is under new leadership with Dustin Hatfield. Meanwhile, Billy Seals continues to run things for Huntington High. Hurricane is in search of win number one in the Hatfield era. Huntington seeks a third straight victory on this third Friday in September. From beautiful Bob Sang Stadium on the campus of Huntington High School in Huntington, West Virginia, tonight these two Mountain State Athletic Conference members get together. It's the Redskins of Hurricane and the Highlanders of Huntington in our latest edition of the Go-Mart Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week, presented by Glenville State University. We welcome you to the beautiful campus of Huntington High School in Huntington, West Virginia, on what is known as Highlander Mountain. Tonight, inside the great venue, Bob Sang Stadium, on this third Friday of September. It is our fifth edition of the Go-Mart Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week, presented by Glenville State University, a Mountain State Athletic Conference showdown between the visiting Hurricane Redskins and the home team, the Huntington Highlanders. Hurricane enters in search of that first win of the season, while Huntington comes in at 2-1. Greetings from Huntington, along with analyst Jim Mahan, Hannah Klein on the sidelines, and our wonderful FNR crew. I'm Mark Martin. Delighted to have you with us, Jim. Great to have you back with us. Had two good ones while you were away. Look for a good one here tonight. 38-35 last year. Hurricane desperately trying to get something going. Huntington trying to roll after that season-opening loss to Oakland, Tennessee.
Yeah, going kind of spiraling in different directions. Hurricane's going to need to play some mistake-free football with a very good Huntington team.
All right, let's check out the players to watch in this game, and there will be many tonight, but these are two. And A.J. Gregory, outstanding running back for the Redskins, outstanding person, according to head coach Dustin Hatfield, and he will try to help lead the Redskins to that first win in the Hatfield era here tonight at Bob Sang Stadium. We flip it over, and this Huntington team loaded with talent, including Tavion Wilson. He is going to play college football at the next level for Clemson as a wide receiver, but they are using him as a quarterback this season. Billy Seals says he's doing a great job. He takes one for the team, and well, you put the ball into the hands of your playmakers, and Tavion Wilson is definitely one of those players. All right, these two have met before on FNR, getting set to do it again. It is Hurricane invading Bob Sang Stadium to meet up with the Highlanders. We got the kickoff coming up next on our Go-Mart Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week, presented by Glenville State University. All right, here come the Highlanders onto the field, ready for battle here against the Hurricane Redskins as we bring you our Go-Mart Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week, presented by Glenville State University. And we've got the captains ready to meet at midfield. Hannah Klein is down there. James West is our referee tonight.
Up, okay? Make sure you get the ball back to one of the officials so we can spot it properly. For the home team, we're going to refer to as green. For the away team, we're going to refer to as white, okay? Got a pointer. That's the head.
Yes, sir.
That's the tail.
Yes, sir.
The head. That's the tail. Tell Mr. Parsons, what would you like to call?
Tails.
Tails is the call, guys. Tails is the call. It is a tails. You want to toss. What would you like to do?
Receive.
You want to receive. So that means you guys got to kick the football. You want to defend the scoreboard. And, okay, you guys swing right around. You swing right here. Hurricanes want to toss and left to receive.
All right, so the Redskins will have the football to get it going here on our 5th installment of FNR. Billy Seals, the head coach for Huntington High, all-time winningest coach in FNR history. 6 victories for the Tennessee native, who's done a fabulous job here, a state championship, going up against first-year head coach Dustin Hatfield, who played high school football at Cabell Midland. James West, the referee. John Parsons, our umpire. Robert Powell, the linesman. William Sams, the line judge. Chase Marshall, the field judge. And Lance Hitt is the side judge. They are out of the West Virginia, Ohio board. Well, Jim, Hurricane really wants to see if they can get the offense untracked. They lost to George Rogers Clark. They lost to George Washington. They lost to Parkersburg last week, but they've got some playmakers. But again, it's a work in progress anytime you have a coaching change.
Yeah, Coach Hatfield, what he wants to do, Mark, is try to establish some tempo early in the game here. Typically, a team will defer to the second half just to kind of feel it out, but they wanted that ball to see what they can do against this Highlander defense. It's going to be an interesting start of this game.
This is a West Virginia State Building and Construction Trades kickoff where the future is forged. Ben Weimer, a senior, 6 foot 165. He replaces Jordan Price, who was the Fulton Walker Award winner and is now kicking for Moorhead State. So it will be Hurricane on the receiving end. Riley Armstrong picks it up, and Riley Armstrong just nowhere to go. Mayshawn Okonkwo makes the stop, and he and his brother Trayvon each rushing for 100 yards a week ago. So there is the Redskin offense. Isaiah Kuchar, a junior, he's learning the ropes, but they feel he's going to be a good one. A.J. Gregory is rock solid.
Very young line in front of Kuchar, Marks. He's got some sophomores up there and some juniors. He doesn't have a senior starting on the line. A couple of brothers that know each other and know their schemes pretty well. So see how they can handle this pressure from Huntington.
Again, Donnie Mays was the head coach at Hurricane, went back to South Charleston, and Donnie had the program in the semifinals a year ago. Again, a victory for each team, and they would have played for the state championship, but they battled last year in Hurricane, a 38-35 game that was won by Huntington High. A.J. Gregory gets the call and quickly taken down. Simply nowhere to go. C.J. Quinn. Billy Seals says he loves contact, and he shows it there as we take a look at the Huntington defense. Boren Lyles, Pascal up front, Quinn, the linebacker, Winkfield. He's just another coach out there on the field. They got an excellent secondary. Pascal makes the stop. It's a 3-yard loss, 2nd and 13, and again, Boy, the penetration, and same deal. Gregory gets the call, and C.J. Quinn coming in there to make the stop.
Yeah, he just really he had nowhere to go, Gregory. He just barely got the ball, and Quinn just shot through the gap. They're just not picking him up.
Loss of 4.
Blitz.
Loss of 4, Jim, and it is 3rd and 17. And that means that Kuchar going to have to operate from his own end zone.
That's a motion there. They're going to lose a little bit more yardage back toward the back. So,
yeah, tough break, and it is not beginning the way.
Yeah, it is.
It is 3rd down and 17 for Huntington.
So hand it off and just sneak it through there, but
Number 6,
simply nowhere to go for Gregory. Stop made by Jeremiah Lyles. Lyles very quick, 5'11", 260, a junior, and just like that, 3 and out. And that's something that, you know, Coach Hatfield knows he can't have happen a whole lot here tonight.
Yeah, you just can't give Huntington the ball as many weapons as they have, especially Tavion Wilson. He's such a special player. You mentioned him earlier, Mark. You're going to see him in action right away.
And you see what Matthew Atkins is having to deal with. He gets it away. Seth Casto, their outstanding kicker and a soccer player, he is injured and will not play here tonight. So they will down the football at the 32-yard line. Drayden Dean came down there and made the downing of the football, and there's Huntington. Tavion Wilson leads the way. The Okonkwo brothers in the backfield. First time ever the two brothers rushed for over 100 yards in the same game, Jim, a week ago against Spring Valley, a team we saw earlier in the season here on FNR.
Yeah, they like to share the wealth in that backfield.
Yeah, Tavion Wilson, it was a 29-yard punt. Wilson takes the snap, guns it out, and pass is going to be dropped, intended for Walter Oden. Really good speed. He's got some D1 offers. But how about Tavion Wilson? He had ankle surgery. He's a basketball player. He's a baseball player. He runs track. Outstanding football player. Has committed to Clemson as a wide receiver, but says, hey, Coach, I'll play whatever you want me to do in my senior season, and that is at quarterback. And we're going to have movement. We'll see if it's against the offense or the defense.
Sometimes you don't want to predict those. It look like Hurricane, but it looks like they're stepping it off against the Highlanders.
1-2 still. Ready 5. Take 5.
Results of the play is 2nd down and
I believe it was Liam Halstead from the left end position. There's a good look at Wilson, and Billy Seals says, you know, maybe even a greater person. Outstanding student. And boy, Evo Sweeney. Can't wait to get that guy in the purple and orange. Hand it off and right up the middle to around the 15-yard line. Trayvon Okonkwo. He's more of the downhill of the two brothers there in the backfield. So is a Bridge Valley first down. Bridge Valley Community and Technical College, find your path.
Well, Mark, they got him covered. Mayshawn will do the east-west, and Tavon will do the north-south. So they got all directions covered in the backfield.
11-yard pickup for Huntington High. Tavion Wilson gets the snap and breaking it off on the left side and taking it into the end zone. That's going to be Newsom. Dante Newsom got the call. A lot of times they'll have him at wide receiver. This time he takes it in. He's long, he's athletic, 5'11", 175-pound junior, and the Highlanders are on the board to start the game.
Yeah, Newsom did a nice job of bouncing that ball back out to the outside off of the seal, easily scampering into the end zone. He'll do some push-ups there, get himself started.
Still on 2, still on 2.
15-yard touchdown run for Dante Newsom. There's an injured player down on the field for Hurricane. That's Zach Turner, one of the running backs, and also plays corner. Well, not the greatest of field position for Hurricane to start the game. Had to punt right at the edge of the end zone. Huntington got the ball at the 32,
Number
and they take it in.
26, Huck Captain to kick the extra
And I love this name, Jim. One of the best names around. Huck Captain is the kicker for the Highlanders here on the extra point. And Captain puts it through. Tell you what, Huntington has had some great kickers down through the years. This kid is just a freshman. Break in the action. Huntington has struck first here on FNR 7-0. Highlanders lead it 7-0 over Hurricane. Down to the third member of our team, Hannah Klein. Good evening, Hannah.
Yeah, good evening, guys. So awesome to see both of you tonight. What a great evening for some Friday night football. Let's talk a little bit about these two teams and what people could expect in tonight's game. Huntington enters the matchup with a 2-1 record, having bounced back from a tough 49-0 season opening loss to Tennessee powerhouse Oakland High School. Since then, Highlanders have notched impressive wins over Martinsburg and Spring Valley under the steady leadership of head coach Billy Seals. Now in his 17th season, Huntington continues to be a force in West Virginia high school football. Let's talk a little bit about the other side, on the opposite side of the sideline. Hurricane is still in search for its first win of the season. Redskins, guided by first-year head coach Dustin Hayfield, have faced a challenging schedule with losses to George Rogers Clark, George Washington, and Parkersburg. Despite their early struggles, the program has enjoyed consistent success over the past decade. Mark?
Number 26.
All right, thank you so much, Hannah. And a guy that had success as a head coach against Huntington was Jeremy Taylor. Well, Jeremy is on Dustin Hatfield's coaching staff as the defensive coordinator, so they got Jeremy out of retirement.
Number 14, Riley Armstrong.
So Armstrong is back deep for the Redskins, and also back deep there is Zach Turner. It'll be Armstrong at the 15. Armstrong makes the move there and takes it to the 25. Nice move by Armstrong
14,
on our kickoff, and our kickoffs presented by West Virginia State Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged. There is Riley Armstrong, the sophomore. So much better field position. See if the Redskins can have better luck here on the second possession of the game.
It kind of opens up their playbook a little bit more, Mark, when they're so pinned down back like they were in the first possession. Here they can kind of open the playbook more and use a little bit of that weapons. They got Isaiah Kutcher there, pretty good quarterback. He's been around.
Yeah, he's dual threat. He's a competitor. He's a wrestler. Fires it out and in and out of the hands of Tyler Lauerman, a silent leader, according to Dustin Hatfield. Coach Hatfield's coaching staff consisting of John Ashworth, who was the head coach a year ago at Cabell Midland. He's got two guys with head coaching experience on his staff. Connor Robertson, Jeff Humphreys, Zach Burton, Mike Molina, Austin Womack, Corey Sargent, Jared Walker. Kutcher looking, fires, and across the middle, and the catch is made. Nice play there. Just kept his eyes downfield, Jim, and was able to find his receiver. And it's going to be a first down. Hauling it in for the Redskins was Runyon.
He did a nice job of settling there in the middle. Kutcher did a good job of keeping his eyes down the field.
Canner, Runyon, and this pass is batted up and is picked off. Highlanders have the football.
Number 3, Isaiah Kutcher's pass is intercepted.
And I'm not sure, but I believe it's Jeremiah Lyles.
It is Jeremiah Lyles. He got off the deflection and he carried Kutcher there about 6 or 7 yards down the field.
Well, from 177 to another, Jim, that was your number.
That's a dream thing happened right there, get an interception.
Well, it's just so unfortunate for Hurricane. Tanner Runyon had made that nice play, got the first down. Well, that ball batted in the air, and Huntington High will look to cash in here at the 8:46 mark of the first quarter.
Well, Lyles actually lost the ball, Mark, and he was fortunate that one of his teammates landed on it.
Well, he's a great player. He could play both ways. Billy Sills says we really don't need him to play offense at the moment. It's a nice luxury to have, and then straight up the middle and finding his way into the end zone for the Highlanders is Mayshawn Okonkwo. The Okonkwo brothers showing what they're made of here early on. And Mayshawn on the very first play following the turnover.
Number 26,
and that makes it a
Huck
13-0 lead. Huck Captain out there. Merrick Midkiff is the holder, freshman. Derek Midkiff, his father, former Nitro standout and a head coach. And Captain knocks it through.
Great hole there right up the middle. Okonkwo just drives toward the goal line, makes the pay dirt.
Well, time for our West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program scoring summary. And it was a one-play, 18-yard dash to the end zone. 7 seconds off the clock as Mayshawn Okonkwo takes it in following the turnover. Governor's Highway Safety Program. Just like every play counts on the field, every decision counts behind the wheel. Put the phone down and keep your eyes on the road. Don't drive distracted. Put it down. Save a life. Huck Captain will kick it off here. Huck's a pretty good name. And you throw Captain in?
Yeah. The fact that he's probably going to need some something on that leg, he's going to get a lot of action, it seems like, tonight.
Drills it. Armstrong gathers it. And Armstrong will take it to the 31.
Number 14,
best field position for Hurricane here in the first quarter.
Okonkwo on the tackle.
Host of Highlanders.
A little bit better field position than they had the last time, Mark. They started, I think, back to 13 and to 25. Now they moved it up to the 31. See if they can get something going. That last series that we saw Tyler Lowerman kind of limp off there after he missed that pass there.
At the 31.
Again, one thing Dustin Hatfield knows cannot happen is to give Huntington a short field and let them score quickly. Kutcher in trouble, and down he goes.
Number 3, Isaiah Kutcher is
great
sacked.
job by the Highlander defense. I mean, they come at you quickly, Jim.
Yeah, Elias King there right off the edge. Mark, he was untouched there on the edge.
Quinn on the tackle.
Kutcher really didn't have a chance on that one, Mark.
Here's what Billy Sills says of King. He's maybe the best linebacker in the state. 17 tackles in a win over Martinsburg. Kutcher in trouble again, and down he goes. Quinn in quickly.
Number 3, Isaiah Kutcher is sacked by number 21.
Hurricane's just not picking up those edge blitzers, Mark, and you just see there, now we got a little bit of a injury, hopefully not serious there. Kind of landed on his shoulder, a little awkward. Did Kutcher.
Highlander fans, make some noise. It's third down.
Third down, 21 for the Redskins. Handed off, and Gregory trying to turn it to the outside, and Gregory
number 6,
just about back to the original line of scrimmage.
Tackle made by number 15.
And a young man, A.J. Gregory. Look what Dustin Hatfield said about him. He said he's about as good of a human being as you're ever going to be around. That's something for 17, 18-year-old kid.
Yeah. as good. This kid right here, I mean, we spotlighted him at the start of the show, Mark, and he's just kind of shown what kind of talents and skills he has.
Number 2,
It's a 10-yard run, but Andreas Reese is back deep, and the punt is away by Atkins. And it's going to be down on the far side of the field. So Huntington High, good field position again. Maybe not what they've had to start out this game, but they have shot out to a quick 14-0 lead. Billy Seals, his coaching staff. C.J. Crawford was a standout here, played at Marshall and Charlotte. He's the offensive coordinator. Brent Terry, offensive line coach. His father, Ron, was a great coach. Old Buffalo, Wayne High School. Willie Wilson was a great player at Huntington East High School. We mentioned Derek Midcalf is on the staff. Zach Freeman, Ronnie Smith, Bob Watts, Ray Burks, Kyle Gwynn, Michael Kool-Aid Owens, and Cody Carter, 2 guys that played at Marshall. Great guys, and they are on the staff. And Wilson now showing what he's all about. And Tavion Wilson going to take it almost to first down yardage there before being tackled.
Yeah, big body, Mark. It's certainly at 6'3", 220 pounds, not a guy that you're going to get down that easily, and he's definitely not going to get him down with arm tackling. You see what kind of physicality he has, especially with the lower body strength. Those legs keeps him churning.
Huntington coming into the game, 654 yards of offense on the ground through the first 3 games, and now bring it around and get it into the hands of Reese. And Reese is an excellent player, very explosive. Billy Seals says, I'm just really proud of that young man right there. First down play, Bridge Valley, our sponsor of our first downs here in this opening quarter and the third quarter. Another look at it, Jim.
Yeah, you see him. He just takes a handoff there from Wilson. Reese goes around the left side. Does a good job of following his blocks. A nice seal out there by Newsom to get him the extra yardage.
16-yard pickup. The great Robert Stegall is our statistician here tonight. So fresh set of downs for the Highlanders. Wilson will fake the handoff. Got a man open and into the end zone, and that will be Reese. Highlanders strike from 32 yards out.
Wilson's pass complete to number 2, Andreas Reese.
Yeah, a little play fake.
Yeah, Wilson did a nice job of kind of delaying it until Reese got in that seam, got in that crease.
Referees.
26, Huck captain to attempt the extra point.
Referees, mic not working, but it's unsportsmanlike. They'll assess it on the kickoff as captain comes in, looking for his 3rd extra point here in this opening quarter play. And he punches it through.
The kick is good.
Huntington High. So the guy who's going to be a wide receiver at Clemson, but showing he's got an arm and fires to Reese. Touchdown for the Highlanders as we head to the break here on FNR. Gorgeous shot from high above. John Yost on our drone here tonight. It's 21-0, 5:54 to go in the first quarter. The Huntington Highlanders have shot out to a 3-touchdown lead over the Hurricane Redskins in this Mountain State Athletic Conference matchup. Down to Hannah Klein to go.
Mark, you can't have football without the cheerleaders. Tonight was youth night, so I'm here with one of the stunning girls to talk a little bit about tonight. Hey, girlfriend, tell me what youth night is.
So it's basically when we come and cheer with the Huntington Highlanders, and we watch the football play.
Love it. And I saw you guys cheering on some of the football players before they came out, right? Awesome. Now, I told you guys before we came on TV that you guys were going to teach me a cheer, right? Are you ready? You want to show off what we learned? Let's do it.
Ready? Ready? I stretch my feet. I love my arms. I curl my feet.
I'm not really good at it. Good job, girls. All right, Mark, I'll send it back. I'm going to practice a little bit more.
All right, Hannah, you do that. All right, time for our scoring summary. 3 plays, 57 yards. Just took 48 seconds off the clock. Scoring summary presented by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program. Tavion Wilson, Andres Reese for the TD strike. It's gone all Highlanders' way so far, Jim.
Yeah, they've just been at their will, what they want to do from the line of scrimmage on. Just some great skill players, Mark.
Captain's kick. And trying to catch
Number 10, Ronan Roscoe on the reception.
the Redskins off guard. Good job there by Ronan Roscoe. Billy Seals took over this program 2009, 0-10. So anytime coaches are starting out at a program and maybe it's not going their way, I use Billy Seals as an example. I use Tom Harmon at Wayne as an example. Dave Walker at Martinsburg.
Yep. There's been a lot of them down through the years. Mark started very poorly, but have taken the time to build the culture to where they got the players they wanted.
Build the championship program. Kutcher looking, and he is going to be taken down.
Number 3, Isaiah Cusher.
They did a pretty good job there, just kind of coming forward there. Lyles kind of roped him in and took him down.
Well, he ended up getting some positive yardage out of it. Kutcher did. It could have been more disastrous. There was some pressure there on the edge once again.
It is 2nd down and 9 for Hurricane.
So give him 1 on the play. Football resting at the 38.
Hurricane has not enjoyed too many positive yardage plays this quarter.
Gregory slamming through the line. And just not
Number 6, A.J. Gregory
much
on the run.
room there at all for Gregory.
Tackle made by number 15, Elias King.
You got King, Mark, you got C.J. Quinn there, a couple really good active linebackers that really just go headlong to the ball.
3rd down.
3rd down 9 here for Hurricane. Hurricane 0 of 2 on 3rd down opportunities thus far.
Hey, you got to look at it, Mark. The territory they're in, it's a 2-down play for Jeremy Hatfield. He's got 2 plays to get the 9 yards.
They got to do something just to keep that Huntington offense off the field. Here comes pressure. Good job by Kutcher getting away and then flips it to Gregory, and Gregory will find his way to the 35-yard line. Nice job by Gregory, and Winkfield makes the tackle. Bryce Winkfield has been playing since he was a freshman. He's a senior and very smart football player. Billy Seals says just the field general out there for that Highlander prevent unit.
Yeah, you see what kind of speed Winkfield has there. With Gregory grabbing the ball there out on that flat, Kutcher got it to him just a little bit too late. He was able to track him down.
4th down and 7 here now, Jim. Boy, how huge would this be if Hurricane gets something happening? But here comes that Highlander defense, but Kutcher has first down yardage, sliding. I think they'll have him down at the 24-yard line, but a first down for the Redskins. Another look at it here, Jim.
Yeah, a nice heady play here by Kutcher. He sees everything. The middle just opens up for him. All the receivers are out on the edge. He just slides enough to get the first down to keep this drive alive.
12-yard gain, a Bridge Valley Community and Technical College first down. Find your path. Then Kutcher goes to the air and gets it to Dylan Wyden. Wyden, the leading receiver for Hurricane, coming in. He's a 6'1", 175-pound junior. Just a really good possession receiver.
Yeah, they've got big frame, Mark. There's that give
wide
and go.
Open touchdown.
Touchdown, Hurricane.
Riley Armstrong. Pretty as you please, straight down the field, Jim, and wide open. And what a lift for the Redskins.
Yeah, they had the same set they had the previous play where they threw the ball out on the quick. This time they did a little pump fake. Kutcher did a little pump fake, wide open going down the seam.
Dustin Hatfield says that young man has a high ceiling. Well, again, they are without Seth Casto. Matthew Atkins is one of the kickers they can use, but at the moment, Paxton Bocook, a left-footed kicker, is in there.
Don't see that very often, Mark.
Paxton Bocook to attempt the extra point.
Kutcher is the holder. The long snapper is Christian Conrad.
We saw him warming up, Bocook. He was doing a pretty good job knocking through some a little bit further out than this, so I don't see this as being a problem for him.
Flags come out. That's a problem.
That is. Doink off the bar. That's not going to work. Yeah, they're getting their shot at it, Mark.
Again, James West, our referee tonight. Mountain State Athletic Conference, one of the best in the state of West Virginia, run by the great Jim Hamrick, the commissioner. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is good.
The kick is good.
And it's a 7-0, 21-7 score here. Another look there as Kutcher finds Armstrong for the touchdown.
Yeah, much needed score there by the Redskins. Armstrong get a nice job there.
6 plays, 39 yards, 3:04 off the clock. So Hurricane had the 7-0 lead, the 14-0 lead, the 21-0 lead. Now a 21-7 game, 18-yard pass play.
And they gained a little bit of confidence, Mark, in the fact that they had that 15-yard unsportsmanlike, and then Huntington kind of gave him some really nice, good field position.
Our T-shirt gun is brought to you by the West Virginia Federal Credit Union. Experience the credit union difference. Down to Hannah. Now Hannah firing away there. I think she's going to.
She might have to reload that CO2 cartridge, Mark. That went about 5 feet.
Matthew Atkins will tee it up. First quarter. In 6 plays, 39 yards, 3:04 off the clock. Kutcher to Armstrong, 18 yards. And now if you're Billy Seals and crew, you just say, hey, let's just come right back at it. If you're a Hurricane, you're saying now we have got to get some stops on the prevent side of the football or kickoff.
Mark, that ball bounced and stayed in bounds, and Hurricane got the possession. Like a little cue shot there with a sand wedge.
Kickoff goes to the Hurricane Redskins.
Well, they got great field position on the last kickoff, and here's another look.
There's just nobody down there. They're just kind of bouncing. Everybody thinks somebody else is going to get it. And stayed in bounds.
The ball is spotted at the 25-yard line. It is first down and 10 for Hurricane.
A great heads-up play there by Wade Ellison. And the Redskins in business once again here, and a chance to shave away at what was once a 21-0 lead. Gregory in motion. Kutcher stepping up, and Kutcher does a great job showing his balance, but I think they thought they blew a whistle, but maybe not.
He's having a dream game.
Fumble on the play.
Lyles recovers.
Lyles had an interception earlier and a scoop up just now. I was like you, Mark. I thought perhaps he may have been down or they may have whistled it. We'll take a look at it here on the replay.
A great effort by Kutcher.
Yeah, he gets spun around here. And, yeah, he lost the ball before he ever got to the turf.
Yeah, Max Boren started it all off there for Huntington. So, great opportunity for the Highlanders now, and Hurricane shooting itself in the foot there. 45-yard line. Wilson, low snap, and will hand it off, and it's going to be Trayvon Okonkwo. And Trayvon Okonkwo journeys to the 37-yard line, Hurricane territory.
Hey, Mark, it's one of those things when you look at film every single week and you watch these players and you try to study them, it's a totally different thing when you see that speed in real time on the field. It's so much more difficult to try to seal those guys back in.
Ridge Valley Community and Technical College, first down, find your path. 18-yard pickup for Okonkwo, and now give it to his brother. Well, that was Trayvon again.
And Trayvon just lowering his head there, grabbing some extra additional yardage after the contact.
Okonkwo with another Ridge Valley first down. So Trayvon Okonkwo, more downhill, a little bigger. Mayshawn, not real big, good vision. 16-yard pickup there. Wilson awaits the snap from Caleb Parlier. Wilson guns it out on the near side. Catch is made by Dante Newsom. Jan Dills is proud to sponsor the streaming of tonight's FNR game on Facebook and YouTube. Injured in a car wreck? Call Jan Dills, attorneys at law. We won't take no for an answer. And another Ridge Valley Community and Technical College first down for the Highlanders.
Yeah, nice job there by Lane Ferris hanging on to that skilled player there for Huntington.
Handed off and gliding through the line is Mayshawn Okonkwo.
Pretty good balance here from the Highlanders of throw and run. Obviously, a little safer being on the ground with the Okonkwo brothers, chunking off 7, 10, 13 at a time, 16 at a time. A good front five of the Highlanders doing their job tonight.
Mayshawn Okonkwo is 5'9", 170. A sophomore. Trayvon Okonkwo is 6'2", 180. Both sophomores. Tavion Wilson floats it up and in the direction, and a flag will come out. Trying to hit his tight end, Boren, the 6'4", 235-pounder.
Yeah, Bourne got tied up there with Zach Turner, the kind of outmatched 5'7", 150-pound senior. Looks like there'll be pass interference in the end zone.
The result of the
James
play
West with
equipment share first down.
the call there. Tavion Wilson guns it. Receiver can't hang on. Again, Jan Dills is proud to sponsor the streaming of tonight's FNR game on Facebook and YouTube. Injured in a car wreck? Call Jan Dills, attorneys at law. We won't take no for an answer.
Yeah, Ferris with another good job on coverage on Odin. Odin trying to redeem himself from that ball not going out of bounds. He's just kind of standing there, and he watched Hurricane land on it. But
Odin has some D1 offers. A guy who's going to Clemson awaits the snap. Tavion Wilson and finds the end zone.
Touchdown, Huntington Highlanders. Number 11, Tavion
Well, good
Wilson,
teams
2 yards out.
take advantage of an opponent's mistakes, and that is what Huntington did there.
Yeah, just a nice design play. They got guys spread out on the perimeter, out on the edge,
Number
and they just
26, Huck Captain to attempt
gave
the
it to
extra
Wilson.
point.
He just scampered right through the middle untouched.
So a 4th touchdown here in this first quarter. Kick is up by Captain, and it
The
is
kick
good.
Good. The score is now Hurricane 7.
See the little hitch there by Wilson,
28.
straight up the middle, untouched for the 6.
Fans enjoying themselves here tonight at Bob Sang Stadium. Well, if you're Hurricane on that kickoff, you got the football and another chance at maybe making it a 21-14 game, but unfortunately you had the turnover and the Highlanders capitalized. Cody Carter talking to the special teams unit there. So it was 6 plays, 55 yards, 2:16 off the clock in our Governor's Highway Safety Program scoring summary. And just like every play counts on the field, every decision counts behind the wheel. Put the phone down and keep your eyes on the road. Don't drive distracted. Put it down. Save a life.
Number 14, Riley Armstrong.
Captain will kick it off.
It's got a lot of action this first this first quarter, Mark.
Yes, he has. Our West Virginia State Building and Construction Trades kickoff, where the future is forged. And flag comes out.
We've got some offsides there to start that kick. It's going to move the Highlanders back 5 more yards, but a nice little poke there by Huck. He's going to grow into have a strong leg. That kid's only a freshman. Mark, he's got some skills.
Yeah, they've had some terrific kickers
They sure have.
here at Huntington High. Great kicking coach in Bob Watts. Spends a lot of time with those kids.
There are a lot of things that are neglected. I know we look at offense, we look at defense, but that special teams is just an integral part of the facet of your success as any others.
Captain puts his foot into it. And Armstrong, who has the touchdown for Hurricane, just has to fall on it there. And that's where the Redskins will begin play here with 16 seconds to go in this first quarter of action. A busy one with Huntington putting 28 on the board.
Yeah, total 35 points in this first quarter. They had a little bit of room there. Armstrong did. If he'd have secured that kickoff clean, they could have got at least 7 or 8 more yards up and had a decent field position there. As it stands, they're on the 27.
And Jim, we got 5 schools in West Virginia that start with the letter H, and we got 2 of them
2 of them playing tonight.
facing off.
Yeah.
Had one last week in Herbert Hoover.
Merely about a 20-mile differential between the 2, Mark.
A quick bus ride down. Gregory just trying to roam for some yardage if he can. Just not much there on the offensive end. And coming up and making the stop was Ethan Goodson. He understands the game. Nickelback, 5'9", 165, a junior, Ethan Goodson. He is a good one, and we have come to the end of the first quarter. It's Huntington 28, Hurricane 7 here on our Go-Mart Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week presented by Glenville State University. high above here at Bob Sang Stadium. Don't forget, after the game, our school bus stop of the game, a great defensive stop, will be coming your way, along with our Go-Mart player of the game and, of course, our champions of the game trophy. Down to Hannah Klein we go.
Yeah, hey, Marks, I'm here with Ben. Ben, what year are you?
I'm a senior.
Senior, awesome. So I'm getting soaked right now. This is Mountain Dew. This is called the Dew Crew. Let's talk a little bit about what it is.
Yeah, the Dew Crew, yeah. We get lit here. All we do, normal football games are annoying, but here we throw Mountain Dew and we get crazy. We get crazy for our Highlanders.
So we go to different schools every. I want to see how loud this Dew Crew really is. Let me see it.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
You might want to move.
I got to move? All right, hold on, guys. Watch this.
Pass intended for number 9.
All right, Hannah. Try to stay dry down there. The Dew Crew, and they're all too young to remember Dippity Dew.
They won't definitely remember that for sure, but they're jacked up on their dew down here in Huntington.
Kutcher trying to hit Gage Robertson there. It's 3rd down and 9.
It was a really good design play, Mark. It's a nice slant. We just didn't get it. We just couldn't haul. Robertson couldn't haul it in.
False start. 3rd down.
Huntington with 8 first downs in the opening quarter. Hurricane 3. 111 yards rushing for the Highlanders, -6 for Hurricane. Huntington had 43 yards passing, 38 for Hurricane. Each team penalized 3 times. Well, Hurricane had the ball 8 minutes, 11 seconds. Huntington 3:49, but it was all Highlanders. They scored in bunches and they scored quickly. Zach Turner gets the call there.
Turner on the carry.
5'7", 150, a senior. Dustin Hatfield says, this kid just always positive, never down, just a breath of fresh air. Unfortunately, they just could not get anything to happen there, so going to have to kick it away. Max Boren, the defensive lineman up front, made the stop there.
Yeah, he saw nice sportsmanship, Mark, helping him up after the tackle.
Dre Reese is back deep. Has a touchdown in this game. Atkins, boy, a high snap, and Atkins going to have to fight to keep it from going into the end zone. But, boy, a disastrous play there for Hurricane on the special teams.
Well, one of the things, and you can't really think about this while it's going on because you're under so much pressure, Mark, but, given the status of the way this game's going, Atkins would have been better served to kick the ball out of the end zone for a 2 rather than an impending 6 here for the Highlanders.
Well,
again, by the time he even had a chance to even get near the ball, there's about 5 green jerseys around him. My goodness. What pursuit by Billy Seals' crew.
That hurt my soul.
A lot of pressure there on that young man, that junior.
Again, Huntington and Hurricane, they opened the season there in Kentucky in a football event. Hurricane lost to George Rogers Clark, and Oakland, Tennessee defeated the Highlanders. Leaping toward the end zone.
Kind of like we talk about a tush push, Mark, but not really a tush push, but really closed in, just kind of a non-methodical, straight-ahead run by Wilson. Got it down to about the 1-yard line.
Well, Wilson is 6'3", 220. Coming off that ankle surgery.
Likely to do this again.
And he dives, and this time he is into the end zone. Well, off the Highlander capitalizing on the Hurricane special teams mistake, and the Highlanders are in for another score.
Really difficult to stop a skilled player like that. Mark, it's going D1. I mean, look at that, the legs, the power he has in his legs, the leaping ability. No trouble at all getting in that end zone.
Get a good look there at Wilson, the holder, captain the kicker, and captain will drill it. And it is a 35-7 lead Another look at Wilson going in.
Yeah, strong hands that he has, Mark. He just put both hands on that football and just broke the plane. No trouble at all scoring.
Time for our Governor's Highway Safety Program scoring summary. 2 plays, 2 yards, 34 seconds. Jim, 38 seconds, 48 seconds. I mean, they have gotten the football into the end zone quickly here tonight. Get a good look there at the future Clemson Tiger.
Yeah, he's going to be a special player for Dabo Sweeney for sure. You know, Mark, we talked earlier in the game. Robert does a great job on the stats, but talk about time possession. I always feel like that's one of those crazy stats that really don't mean a whole lot unless you're doing something with the ball. As you mentioned, how quickly Huntington scores when they have the ball. So it really doesn't matter how long you have it. What matters is what you do with the ball while you do have it.
Number 26, Hunt Captain to kick off.
Time for our West Virginia State Building and Construction Trades kickoff, where the future is forged. Gathered in over at the 18-yard line.
Number 2, Jamarion Stevens on the return.
Jamarion Stevens on the return.
14, Ethan Goodson. Number 16,
and Ethan
Calvin
Goodson
White.
made the stop.
And number 21,
And so
CJ
now it will
Quinn.
be Hurricane going back to work here offensively. And, boy, they have to wonder, you know, at least here in this first half. Long way to go. But they had the football, good field position, but fumbled it away after they got the break. And Huntington capitalized, and then the bad snap on the punt. And it was a 21-7 game, and it quickly grows to 35-7. Kutcher will keep and just run straight ahead. Good job by
Nice
the Redskin
design
quarterback.
by Kutcher. Looks like Elias King was trying to come away with that ball. I didn't see anything other than he was already down. Referee kind of joking back and forth with King.
Get a good look there at Kutcher, the junior quarterback. Picked up 5 on the play. 2nd and 5, and nothing happening there. And I'll tell you, CJ Quinn has been disruptive in this game.
When you can be in the backfield about the time they're handing the ball off, that's going to be a problem all night long. And he's really been crashing the edges. I'm not surprised they haven't done some ball fake, ride that out with a quick pitch to suck him down inside and get that edge on them.
3rd down and 6. Hurricane trying to keep this drive alive and not put the football back in the hands of the Potent Highlanders. Kutcher gets the snap. Pressure comes. Kutcher takes off, and he is going to fight his way. Did he get there? I don't think he did.
He was really close, but I think he just about maybe a half yard short, Mark. And he's kind of a little gingerly coming up, too.
Trayvon Okonkwo, I mean, he laid the boom.
Yeah, he did.
On the QB.
Does a good job of getting away from the pressure initially. Bounces out there, should come on touch he's got there, and then there's that extra stretch, but looks like he's a little short.
Let me hear those.
Well, they're going to bring Atkins in. 4th down and 1. Atkins will come in to kick it away. Christian Conard is the long snapper.
Number 28, Matthew Atkins in punt formation for Hurricane.
You really can't risk giving Huntington a short field again. I know it's only 4th and 1, but the kind of pressure the Highlanders have been putting on him up front, I think this is the smartest move for the Redskins.
Well, we heard James West's microphone there, and that's going to take the Redskins back 5.
I think it was a delay, wasn't it, Mark? I didn't see a flag come out.
Matthew Atkins in
Yeah,
punt
delay a game.
formation for Hurricane. Deep for Huntington.
Certainly not going to help them.
Andreas Reese.
Reese is back deep.
And Justin Hatfield not enjoying what he's seeing this first half so far. He got a good bounce there.
There's a flag out.
Rolling.
Armstrong and company down there to try to send it a few more inches. We'll see what the flag is all about here from James West. James West, John Parsons, our umpire tonight. Robert Powell, the linesman. William Sams, the line judge. Here we go.
Legal formation off of the punt, so it's probably going to nullify that nice roll there by the Redskins. Chase
Marshall is our field judge. Lance Hitt is our side judge. Dustin Hatfield, 2001 graduate of Cabell Midland High School, played for the great Jim Thornburg and also Chip McMillian, two great coaches, the first two coaches at Cabell Midland. He was a quarterback, a defensive back in the business world, but really wanted to be involved with coaching. He's done a lot of coaching down through the years, and opportunity at Hurricane. It's been an outstanding program. And getting the opportunity, Wilson pitching it back. I'll tell you, they can just hit you in so many ways. Walter Oden there on the carry.
Yeah, Oden was looking for a creaser on the inside. Couldn't find it, bounced it out to the outside.
A.J. Gregory made the stop. Still having some difficulty with the microphone of Mr. West.
I didn't want to age myself, Mark, but, you got James West, and if they have Artemis Gordon down there, we're really in trouble with the Wild Wild West.
Our good buddy Kenny Bass, he's watching tonight. He was always a fan of the Wild Wild West.
I always loved how they froze those little segments at the end.
They became a cartoon character.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. That one's for you, Kenny.
The result of the play
KB always checking out the action. We had that great game last week, Hoover and Nitro.
What a dandy.
Game-winning kick by Voss Durenberger to propel the Huskies to the 15-14 win. Wilson rolls, guns, catch is made there by Newsom, who has speed. And Newsom is going to outrun the Redskins to the end zone. And forgive me, that's Dre Reese. 2, not 3, and Dre Reese. You got these speedsters, hard to keep up with them.
Now, Mark, Zach Turner from Hurricane had a beat on him in a great angle. And then Andreas Reese just turned that ball upfield and just put on an afterburner.
Number 26,
Huck Captain will come in to try to convert yet another extra point with Wilson holding. And he does. So Wilson got it into the hands of Reese and Dre Reese. Another word from Billy Sills. He's very explosive. And he shows it. Off to the races. Highlanders on top of the Redskins here on FNR.
And you see Turner closing in on him, and Reese just decides to turn direction and head.
Time now for our Governor's Highway Safety Program scoring summary. And 2 plays, 67 yards, 22 seconds. I mean, Jim, that's the story. I mean, these scoring drives by the Highlanders, they have taken a split second to happen in that one. Tavion Wilson finds Andreas Reese, and it covers 73 yards here at Bob Sang Stadium.
Yeah, you don't want to blink when you're watching the Highlanders on offense, especially tonight. They are working on all cylinders, from the running game, from the edge, from the throwing game from Wilson. The receivers are doing a good job catching the ball and yards after catch. I mean, everything is clicking for the Highlanders.
Yeah, I blinked and I thought it was Newsom. And so
that's how fast they're going.
Mr. Reese. All right. Huck Captain will kick it off here. And the Redskins need to keep hammering away here. Now good coverage yet again by that Highlander kicking unit.
Yeah, Judah Moore with a nice tackle there, that junior, 5'10", 170-pound tight end / linebacker.
Tackle made by number
So Marion
16,
Stevens
Calvin Wright, and number 25,
on the return
Judah
there.
Moore.
Stevens is a junior. Did not play last year. And
The ball is spotted at
Dustin
the
Hatfield said he's
32-yard
just a
line.
kid that
It's
can
first
make
down
plays
and
that you
set
cannot
for
coach, and
Huntington.
you love having guys like that. All right, so Redskins down by 35, but they go back to work here on FNR. Circling around, Gregory gets the call, but then he is hammered
6,
quickly
AJ
there
Gregory on the run.
defensively.
Tackle
Good
made
job
by
once
number
more
12,
by Antonio Pascal.
Number 15, Elias King. Second down.
Elias King was there as well. Pascal, a junior. King, a junior. King also listed as a quarterback for Huntington High.
Got some guys, Mark, that could play multi-positions. They got so many skilled players.
2-yard pickup, 2nd and 8. Fake the handoff and then get it into the hands of Zach Turner, and then Turner lost the handle.
You know, lucky and fortunate he got a good bounce
Fumble
on that to get the
play,
ball back.
Recovered by number 0, Zach Turner.
And, you know, you can't fault the effort. You know, boy, you are pressing. You are trying so hard to make a play. And you just got to make sure you've latched on there, Jim.
Yeah, you gotta hang on to that ball. I mean, he has the ball and then he turns around and just kind of never really had control, but was able to get it. End up losing, getting some negative yardage there.
You know, those receivers, they're looking downfield. They're looking for that green grass or turf. Make a play. It's a 3rd down play here. Kutcher steps up, and he will be gobbled up. And just no chance. Kutcher will get up slowly. Max Boren. Boren 6'4", 235, a senior. And Billy Seals says just a solid football player, 3-year starter, the ultimate competitor. Kutcher gets up slowly.
Yeah, Kutcher got triple teamed there on that one.
Number 28,
See Bourne in, 2-3 other green jerseys there. Nice sportsmanship there by Bourne, helping Kutcher up off the turf.
And Pascal was there. King was there. Now it's a punting situation for the Redskins. Atkins. And here comes the pressure. He gets it away. Reese is back deep there. And it's going to be Armstrong downing it at the 46-yard line with 6:13 to go here in this first half and a 42-7 lead for Huntington. We do have a flag down. It's back at the 11-yard line.
Mark, that could be somewhere around. I don't know. I didn't see the end of the play. If there was a kicker interference or something, but back there that deep with the official, with James West, we're going to get a call from him here in just a minute. We're going to take it on the run, take it off the running into the kicker. So it's going to be assessed at the end of the punt.
So they will walk it off to the 41-yard line. So running into the kicker, some scores from around the state. North Marion, Fairmont Senior, great battle there. Marion County second quarter. Huskies on top of Fairmont Senior, 14-7. University and Wheeling Park in a good one, 21-19 in the third.
The ball is spotted at the 41-yard
George
line.
Washington, South Charleston, second quarter. GW leads at 28-7. Capital up on St. Albans, 28-0. That game is in the second quarter. First down and 10. 6:13 to go. And boy, racing and doing a nice job just gliding, following the blockers is Dante Newsom. We do have a flag out.
I don't think they're going to get I think they're going to get Antonio Paschal on that.
Pascal, we've called his number a lot here, but no, it's going to be a hold against the Highlanders. Some other scores. Winfield leads Magoffin County, Kentucky 37-0, that in the third. And Herbert Hoover, that we saw last week, they're up big on Lincoln County 39-0. That game is in the second quarter.
The result of the play is a first down and 2 at the 49-yard line for Huntington.
From the spot of the foul, you had the hold, and then they marched back 10 yards. But since they had gotten so many yards on that first play, so now it's 2nd and 2. You folks at home may not understand why they didn't go back to the line of scrimmage.
Here's Newsom finding daylight. Newsom still on the move. 30, 10, and Newsom. This time we know it's Newsom. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Highlanders.
Dante Newsom on the carry.
Well, a 51-yard jaunt by Dante Newsom, 5'11" junior.
Number 26, Huck Captain to attempt.
Wilson will hold for Huck Captain. Grady Franks, 6'2", 215, a junior. He's the long snapper, and Billy Seals feels he's got a future at the Division I level as a long snapper. Another look at it, Jim. Just get the ball and take it to the end zone.
Yeah, nice stutter move there by Newsom. Off to the races he goes. Shows what kind of speed he has as well.
It's a 49-7 lead for Huntington High over Hurricane High, and we return on our Go-Mart Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week presented by Glenville State University in just a moment. Welcome back to our Go-Mart Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week, presented by Glenville State University. With Jim Mahan, Hannah Kleiner, great crew, and Mark Martin. Time for another West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program scoring summary. 2 plays, 59 yards, 19 seconds, 51-yard run by Dante Newsom.
Well, we talked about it earlier, Mark. Don't blink if you're going to see a score. That's about what's been the story of the night for the Highlanders. I don't think they've had any drive more than 6 plays. I'm not sure about that, but I think that was their longest scoring drive with 6 plays.
Now they have scored quickly
And often.
Number 26, Hunt Captain to kick off for Huntington.
All right, time for another
For Hurricane. Number
West Virginia State Building and Construction Trades kickoff where the future is forged. Huck Captain ready to put his foot into it. Stevens gathers it at the 18. Jamarian Stevens will be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Tackle made by number 25, Judah Moore.
A couple of weeks we'll have Scott and Mingo Central will be taking part in some hot fudge cake, perhaps, Jim.
There's a possibility.
As they do that at Skyhawk Field there in Madison.
First down and 10 for Hurricane.
Let's just hope we get some more fall-like weather. We're supposed to have the fall-like weather starting Monday.
Right. Tonight we get that hot fudge cake, and it's going to be melted by the time it reaches us high above here. .5:48 to go here in the first half. Redskins ready to go here. Kutcher being chased, and down he goes. And just very little opportunities
The pursuit there
for
by
a
Grady
very
Franks.
talented quarterback.
Yeah, he just didn't get a lot of blocking there on the edge. Antonio Pachau and Franks on the pressure there, able to collectively get that sack. They're keeping stats, that's a half sack each.
We were just talking about Franks. And now here is C.J. Quinn.
Number 6, A.J. Gregory on the line.
So it's A.J. getting the handoff and C.J. taking him down.
CJ's been all over this field tonight, Mark. I mean, he's just like a little dynamo, you know. He's 5'10", 210-pound junior. He's just full of energy, always looking for the contact.
Make some noise. It's third down.
Third down here for the Redskins. And a long way to go, 15 yards away.
Well, they're going to try to use some of the clock, obviously knowing how explosive the Highlanders are. They don't want to give them the ball any sooner than they have to. This is not designed either.
Yeah, get it into the hands of Armstrong, and Armstrong, well, he got close to first down yardage. They'll stop him at the 37.
14, Wiley Armstrong.
Well-designed play there, and that was one thing that Billy Seals talked about. He says, schematically he really likes what Hurricane is doing, but Armstrong, who has the touchdown for the Redskins.
Really nice catch and throw, and a nice throw there by Kutcher after having a little bit of pressure earlier in this series.
Fourth down and 2.
Trying to draw them off sides.
And it's a very disciplined football team.
Yep.
Guided by Billy Seals, and that will bring the two teams to their respective sides with their two head coaches. And let's meet these head coaches up close and personal. Dustin Hatfield in his first year and looking for that first win. Again, a 2001 Cabell Midland graduate. Really good guy and loves the game of football and really wants to be a head coach and, keep Hurricane football alive and well. Meanwhile, Billy Seals, one of the best around, and the Tennessee native. He took this job in 17th year and won state championship. Been to a couple of others. And boy, last year his team lost to Martinsburg. They go for 2 with 14 seconds to go there in the Eastern Panhandle, trying to win it. And head to Charleston. Martinsburg was able to stop the Highlanders, and Martinsburg came to the capital city and defeated Spring Mills for the state championship in what was a classic game. And, of course, Hurricane was in the semifinals as well over in the Eastern Panhandle and lost to that Spring Mills team. All right, here's Atkins, ready to kick it away. Flag comes out. Nice booming kick. It's at the 40 and will roll to about the 36. So Hurricane has run 29 plays, Jim, to 19 for Huntington. But 302 yards for the Highlanders, 21 for Hurricane.
Yeah, it's not in the quantity as it is in the quality. Wow.
The average play, Jim.
Average play from line of scrimmage, 15.9 yards per play. That's impressive.
James West giving us the call there, an illegal formation. 3:36 remaining here in this first half of action.
Mark, I do like that rule change where they don't make you re-kick it, bring everybody back. It kind of drags the game on. They just tack it on at the end of wherever the ball was downed at, and they just resume play. Good rule change there by the officiating crew.
Tavion Wilson and company ready to go to work. Caleb Parlier, two-way lineman, moved to center from right tackle, hasn't missed a beat. He's got some Division I offers. Of course, they have Mason Ramsey on the offensive line, the left tackle. Formation, motion penalty against Huntington. Ramsey going to play at Marshall. Thundering Herd in Murfreesboro, Tennessee tomorrow evening, looking for win number 2 in the Tony Gibson era. So it was a false start against the Highlanders, so back them up 5. 1st and 15. Wilson sets up, stands tall, rifles, got him in. Catch made, touchdown, Huntington. Walter Oden on the receiving end.
Do have a flag on the play, Mark, I see somewhere, so we'll have to see what the result of this is. Based on Wilson's hand on his hips, this one's coming back.
Got the hold there. Wilson unleashed it, and Oden gathered it in.
You can see Dabo thinking, I've got a back that I can roll out there and throw the ball.
What do you think about Ryan Switzer? Now, Ryan wasn't nearly as big and physical as Tavion Wilson, but played at George Washington, won the Kennedy Award, was a running back for GW, but just very versatile. Goes to North Carolina, becomes the all-time leading pass receiver in school history, but he threw several touchdown passes.
Yes, he did.
While he was playing for the Tar Heels. And here is Tavion Wilson. He says, well, you took one back that I threw for a touchdown. How about I just run one in for a TD? No flags this time around.
It shows you what kind of special player that young man is, Mark. Understands the field, sees it, has great vision left and right. The speed that he has with the size that he has, almost criminal in this game.
59 yards to the house for Tavion Wilson. He runs track, he plays basketball, he's a center fielder in baseball. You talk about guys that specialize on one sport, and Tavion Wilson,
he's a throwback.
Yes, he is.
I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of him in the second half.
I believe I said 59 yards, 74-yard touchdown run, because we had penalty.
Tacking it back a little bit.
So the drive officially 59 yards. Took just 23 seconds, Jim.
Yeah. The story of the night. Seeing how fast they're actually possessing the ball. They don't really need to possess it very long. They just have so much speed and explosiveness in the open field. It's one of those things, it's just a mismatch.
So the Highlander special teams unit heading back out on the field. Redskins making their way back as well. We mentioned that Billy Seals is the all-time leader in wins in Friday Night Rivals history with 6. Good snap, good hold, and captain's kick is through.
The score is now
A 56-7 lead for the Huntington Highlanders. Nice moves by Wilson, and then he turns on the Jets. He uses that frame and strides it into the end zone. One play, 59 yards, 23 seconds off the clock. Again, there was a penalty, so it's a 74-yard touchdown run, but again, just a quick strike by the Highlanders once again. And our scoring summary presented by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program. Hannah Klein with our T-shirt gun, brought to you by the West Virginia Federal Credit Union. Experience the credit union difference. I've just thought through the weeks of this gun that, I just want somebody to say, come on down, the price is right.
That's right.
She's something. She's special and
does a wonderful job.
Great having her along, and
incredible enthusiasm, great passion.
And here's Captain with the kick. And that one is going to head out of bounds.
Kickoff goes out of bounds.
Our kickoffs presented by the West Virginia State Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged. Glad to have you with us here on this third Friday night as James West gives us the call there. Our fifth edition of the Go-Mart Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week presented by Glenville State University. Go-Mart, go for good times, go for Go-Mart. In Glenville State University, where champions are made on the field and in the classroom. With more than 150 years of tradition, Glenville State is committed to helping students rise to the challenge and reach their goals. Glenville State University, pioneers for life. Well, to 35, sliding through a crowd there is Zach Turner.
Tackle made by number 10, Bryson Stewart.
Stewart getting some action there in the game. 6'3" junior.
Bryson Stewart, a junior, 6'3", 210. He's also listed as a quarterback, and the ball in his hands, and dashing out there is Armstrong, catching the pass.
Nice
Johnny
close
Garrett.
there by Garrett.
Yeah, Johnny Garrett. Nice job. Jan Deals is proud to sponsor the streaming of tonight's FNR game on Facebook and YouTube. Injured in a car wreck, call Jan Deals, attorneys at law. We won't take no for an answer. Hurricane trying to answer here on third down. Well, and taking no for that answer, the defense of the Highlanders. And, well, just another big play by C.J. Quinn. Another look at it here, Jim.
Yeah, Mark, Gregory doesn't even get a chance to barely get the ball, and Quinn's in his grill. He has been there all evening long in that backfield.
Hurricane 0 for 8 in third down opportunities. Atkins will drop back. Football resting at the 36. Christian Connard will snap it back to Atkins. Good snap, and Atkins lets it fly. And going to stop at around the 30-yard line, so that's where the Highlanders will get going here with 1:25 remaining in this first half of action. And, of course, we got plenty coming up at halftime with our Huntington Mall halftime report. Score big at the Huntington Mall, from fashion finds to family fun and delicious dining. We've got everything you need to win the day. Shop, play, and dine. It's always game time here at the Huntington Mall.
Mark, a lot of fresh jerseys coming in for the Highlanders here in this series. Carson McDowell will be coming in, the signal caller now.
McDowell is a junior, 6'1", 180. Flag comes out, and racing on the far sideline with the football. That's Ethan Goodson.
Yeah, they didn't get set. The Highlanders weren't set from the get-go. They had a guy coming off the edge, never really was set in the formation. They're going to bring that one back.
Goodson, the 5'9", 165-pounder, showing off his speed. There you get a good look at the new QB, Carson McDowell. Talked about each team program, I should say, a year ago, being in the semifinals of that first ever Quad A class of West Virginia high school football. Hurricane 10-25 all-time in postseason play. Huntington is 26-18. And that state championship in 2022 over Parkersburg South. Parkersburg South in the big cross-city rivalry tonight with the Parkersburg Big Reds. Goodson gets the call, and the Big Reds, the team that knocked off Hurricane last week on the road. Parkersburg South leading at 17-6. Larry Thompson looking for his first win as the head coach of the Patriots as he takes over for Nathan Tanner, who is now the head coach at Princeton. He did a great job there at Parkersburg South. Boy, what a win that would be.
Oh, absolutely.
Gets your first win against the Big Reds. That game's being played at historic Stadium Field. Second down, 13. Goodson trying to break it to the outside. Nice job there by the Redskins defensively. Kale Sack makes the stop.
Good job of hanging on to that speedster. He gets free there. He's got that edge all the way up through the sideline.
Jim, we've still got some Marco's to munch on here at halftime. Marco's Pizza, delivery of the game. Marco's Pizza to the booth. Marco's Pizza is the delivery of the game, satisfying the FNR booth tonight, and also our crew. And we have hit halftime here at Bob Sang Stadium on the campus of Huntington High School here on Highlander Mountain in the city of Huntington, and it has been all Highlanders in this opening half. They lead the Hurricane Redskins by a count of 56-7. Our Hannah Klein is standing by with first-year head coach Dustin Hatfield of the Redskins.
Coach, I really wanted to come over on this side and talk to you personally. I know that the scoreboard doesn't show much, but I wanted to say one of the biggest things that we're noticing on the sidelines is you talking to every single one of these players that is coming off of the field. You know, you're motivating them, you're speaking to them. How do you hope that carries on going into the second half?
Well, I mean, right now, I think we need a little bit of luck, you know, and hopefully those small talks of motivation get us going. You know, we've been a lot of self-inflicted wounds, and we're really sloppy, and that's on us. So we've got to get it figured out for the end of this thing.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck. Mark, I'll send it back.
All right, Hannah, and we thank Coach Hatfield very much for his time. They're never easy. Dustin Hatfield, the 22nd head coach in school history with the Hurricane Redskin football program. So we break away here on our Go-Mart Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week presented by Glenville State University. Our Huntington Mall halftime report comes your way now.
Hey everybody, Road Trip and Terry Burhans. We're at the West Virginia Federal Credit Union in South Charleston, and I'm with Mick Arvon. He's the CEO here, and Linda Duncan. You're the one that answers all the questions. Thank you for helping us with Friday Night Rivals. What does it make you feel like when you know you're helping the community and helping out sport like this?
It's always great to help others.
Yeah.
Together we always make a difference. And we're just trying to make a difference.
West Virginia Federal Credit Union here in South Charleston. Another location is, where's your second location?
St. Albans.
St. Albans. You guys have decided to be part of our sponsorship here for this football game. Did you have experience, either of you, with sports? Did you play ball when you were in school?
I did.
Nice.
Yep.
Were you a cheerleader?
Long time ago.
I wasn't a cheerleader, but I played tennis.
Oh, good for you. Got some good, strong forearms, I bet you still.
Yes.
This is something that helps our Friday Night Rivals, and you guys are helping out so much. It's a wonderful thing to be a partner with you and so many of our folks. You can see them on the T-shirts. I think we're going to be doing some T-shirts with you guys.
Yes.
Nice. So this is a community event. You guys help a lot. You ask the community to help. It used to be a company, but now it's all open to the community.
Yes, we're open to people who live or work in a 6-county area. from South Charleston all the way to Huntington.
You see neighbors, you see people that you live around that come in and you help them with their credit problem.
Yes, sir. Yes, we do. We want them to come and experience a credit union difference with us.
Say hi to Linda and say hi to Nick when you visit with them. Hey, we're going to go. Let's together. We'll say, now back to you at the ball game. We're going to say that together in 3, 2, 1.
Now back to you at the ball game.
by Kia Dutch Miller. I'm right here with Huntington High School's principal, the very own Mr. Cunningham. So excited to see you tonight. How excited are you for tonight's game?
It's a fantastic evening, beautiful day. It's Friday night football in early fall. This is what everybody expects to see: the band, the cheerleaders, the dance team, and the football players on the field.
We're ready for it. So $500. Any idea what you hope this will go towards?
So we're working on a new field mic system, and it's a little bit costly, but $500 is definitely going to put a dent into it.
All right, Mr. Cunningham, I appreciate you.
Have a great day.
And again, this is a halftime interview brought to you by Kia Dutch Miller.
All right, thank you, Hannah. Time now for our Go-Mart halftime stats presented by Go-Mart. Go for good times. Go for Go-Mart. Well, it is lopsided, Jim Mahan. No other way to dice it or slice it. 11 first downs for Huntington to 3 for Hurricane. 260 yards on the ground, 116 passing, 50 passing yards for the Redskins, but 376 total yards to 22. And it's just been tough. 3 turnovers, Jim. And, you know, we think about it. It was a 21-0 game. Hurricane scored. It was 21-7. Then they got a turnover and had an opportunity to possibly punch it in. And who knows, make it a 21-14 game. They turned the ball over. And from that moment on, Huntington just took off.
Yeah, it changes the whole complexion of the game, Mark. Of course, the explosiveness of the Highlander offense is just unbelievable tonight. I mean, you notice that time of possession. 56 points in just a mere 8 minutes of possessing the ball. I mean, they're very explosive, and I don't expect to see too many of the starters here in this second half, but get some of these guys that don't get a lot of experience in the game, get them in, see what they're made of.
Will be a running clock in the second half. Robert Segal brought up some neat stats here. The longest drive for a touchdown for Huntington, 6 plays. 57 yards, the longest in yardage, and the shortest time of possession for a touchdown, 19 seconds. I mean, their scoring drives were minimal when it came to the play department.
Certainly didn't waste any time once they got the ball in their hands. On the other hand, Hurricane just, really had an opportunity, and then they had that turnover there and had a chance to punch it in, and they had that muffed snap on the punt and down to the 2, and then everything just kind of unraveled from there.
Great sportsmanship there. 2 captains meeting here as we get set for the second half. Bryce Winkfield for Huntington. Of course, the Highlanders will have the football to start it out, and Isaiah Kutcher for Hurricane. Well, if you are Dustin Hatfield, and Hannah talked to him at halftime, it's never easy, but you're battling new program in terms of leadership, and so a lot of newness unfolding, and obviously a lot of inexperienced players that are getting the chance. That's high school football, but look there at the crowd that Hurricane brought down here to watch that game, and that's what schools need. It's easy to follow the winner. It's easy to follow the team that's going to make the playoffs, get in the championship, and obviously they've had wonderful success there at Hurricane. But, just keep fighting. You're playing an elite team here tonight, and just go out there and continue to get those reps and experience. Again, our outstanding officiating crew, James West, the referee, John Parsons, the umpire, Robert Powell, the linesman, William Sams, the line judge, Chase Marshall is the field judge, and Lance Hitt is our side judge.
Yeah, Mark, you said it best. I mean, they are playing one of the elite teams in Quad A in the Highlanders, who have a lot of skilled players. They got great linemen up front. They've got some attack linebackers in the defensive end. They've got a lot of speed on that edge. They've got a lot of weapons that they can do some things.
Again, our Go-Mart Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week presented by Glenville State University. Go-Mart, go for good times, go for Go-Mart. And Glenville State University, where champions are made on the field and in the classroom. With more than 150 years of tradition, Glenville State is committed to helping students rise to the challenge and reach their goals. Glenville State University, pioneers for life. So Matthew Atkins will bring us our West Virginia State Building and Construction Trades kickoff, where the future is forged. Along with analyst Jim Mahan, Hannah Klein on the sidelines. our wonderful FNR crew of Mark Martin. So happy you could be with us here on Friday night number 3 in the month of September. Jim, I don't know about you, but I am ready for the fall-like feel of Friday nights. And here is the kickoff and racing for some outstanding yardage here to get it going. Dante Newsom for Huntington, just one of many guys that can just attack you in so many ways on this Huntington squad.
Well, Mark, we talked about it earlier in the game, how you just really can't coach speed. You see him just takes the ball right up the sideline for a huge chunk of yardage, but we've got a holding against the Highlanders. We'll set them back quite a distance.
So Jody Cunningham, the principal for Huntington, there with Hannah. Great staff here with Rob Archer, great wrestling coach in his day, Carol Ward, Crystal Davis, John Atkins. Billy Seals is an assistant principal, and Brenda Scott. And we thank them so much for having us. And of course, Hurricane led by Josh Caldwell, Luana Pritchard, Heather Halls, and Nicole Mowry. Jeff Knoll is the AD at Hurricane. And of course, the outstanding Bruce Sr. here at Huntington High School. All right, ready to go here will be Huntington to begin this second half of play. And we're going to see Midkiff out there.
And we had a holding on the initial kickoff for the Highlanders. And now it looks like we got a motion here against, we talked about it, Mark, that going to have some of these guys that don't get a lot of snaps here in the second half. They're going to get some quality time. So Billy Seals is going to be looking for kids down the road, the future for his program, and he's going to be looking hard at some of this film here from some of these second teamers.
Yeah, that QB that starts for him, he's going to be at Clemson this time next year. So these are the type of games. And again, it works both ways, Jim. Not only on the side for Huntington, but certainly on the side of Hurricane as well. Aiden Barnett, a freshman, 6'1", 175, gathers it in. Tanner Runyon made the stop there for the Redskins.
A little bit more deliberate motion come to the line for the Highlanders, obviously needing to be set a little bit more.
Midkiff takes the snap, rifles, and gunning in the direction there. That was Bryce Jeffers. And there's a good look at Midkiff again. His father, Derek, was the head coach at Nitro. Start for the Wildcats.
Might be only their second third down of the game, Mark. I think they had one third down in the first half, and they converted it. This will be their second.
Jim, each year we do the North-South Football Classic, and Derek Midkiff was a South MVP.
Yes, he was.
And playing in that great classic. Midkiff takes the snap, sets up, keeps looking, and fires, and it's going to be picked off. A big hit there, but the Redskins come away with the interception. Ronan Roscoe makes the big-time play there defensively for Hurricane, and the Redskins have the football. Another look at it here, Jim.
Yeah, his receiver fell down. It was kind of unfortunate there. Took a slip there. He got some extra time, had a double pump. You see his receiver fell, went in the wrong direction, and got a nice, really nice pop there by Kellen Rife.
Of course, these teams, members of the Mountain State Athletic Conference. Huntington was picked to win the Blue Division. Hurricane picked 5th. Kutcher fires and gunning and going to sail that one over the head of his intended receiver, Dylan Wyden. The Gold Division had Spring Valley #1, Capital 2, South Charleston 3, Riverside 4, and St. Albans 5. Of course, next year, Parkersburg South and Beckley Woodrow Wilson, they are going to join the MSAC, so it'll be back to a 12-team league. MSAC has been a great league, but it's had additions, subtractions down through the years.
Sure have.
Kutcher fires. One of the big matchups tonight in high school football, as that one goes incomplete. Fairmont Senior and North Marion's been a great classic rivalry for many, many years. They are in overtime. They're in North Central West Virginia, tie game at 21-21.
Mark, you saw a little bit of that Kutcher's arm strength there throwing into that double coverage. Really nice job showing what kind of arm strength he's got. Does have a promising future for the Redskins.
The third down play here. Kutcher unleashes, and the catch will be made. And then fighting for extra yardage is Wyden. But Wyden's been the most productive receiver for Hurricane through the first 3 games.
One of the 4 identified captains on the squad. Of course, they will go for it, being on the positive side of the 50-yard line of the Highlanders.
Gage McClellan made the stop. 6-yard pickup, and now flag comes out.
I think we got a little bit of a hitch there from Riley Armstrong. He got called there. Looked like we were trying to draw the Highlanders off sides, but ended up backfiring on them.
Dustin Hatfield talking about how much he's loved the heart and grit of this team through its first 3 games. And again, these are tough games to be a part of, but you just keep grinding and fighting, and there's so many positives that can come from it. Just play it like it's a scoreless game. And Kutcher fired in the direction of Wyden, and pass is incomplete, and Huntington will take over. But first, we break away. It is Huntington 56 and Hurricane 7 here on our Go-Mart Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week, presented by Glenville State University. Jan Dills is proud to sponsor the streaming of tonight's FNR game on Facebook and YouTube. Injured in a car wreck, call Jan Dills Attorneys at Law. We won't take no for an answer. While we have a moment, Jim, the Huntington community, all of West Virginia, lost a great one in Jimmy Clayton.
Sure did.
Passed away this week, and a guy who just meant so much to athletics here in Cabell County and beyond, certainly in the sport of basketball. I mean, the guy could teach you how to shoot. I went and did a story on Jimmy. He called it the rock. And you put your hands on the ball where your hands should be when you're releasing if you're a right-hander. And he was even teaching me how to shoot a basketball properly.
Yeah. The guy had a lot of compassion, a lot of desire to help young men. What a legend and an icon, not just in this area, but throughout the state.
Let our hearts and prayers go out to his family and all the friends here in this area. So Huntington back with the football. Leading at 56-7.
Liam Halstead.
Tackle made by number 68, Damian Correa. Third down.
Wingo Central leading man in the third quarter, 14-8. We will see. The Miners in a couple of weeks. Meanwhile, they will take on Scott, and Scott's having a tough time of it with a very, very good Independence football team. Midkiff rifles, got a man, and just slightly out of reach for Aiden Barnett.
Yeah, he's a freshman, but he's got some skills, Mark. He's 6'1", 175. He's going to grow into that frame. He's going to be a good one.
The West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program sponsoring our closed captioning. Just like every play counts on the field, every decision counts behind the wheel. Put the phone down and keep your eyes on the road. Don't drive distracted. Put it down. Save a life.
Mark, I believe this is their first punt of the game.
It is indeed, Jim.
Thought he missed motion fair catch there, but tried to scurry out of there. Lane Ferris trying to get a little bit extra yardage there off of that fair catch.
Again, Huck Captain showing his leg off as a punter for the first time. Well, after all the games have been played, you want to check out Friday Night Football Extra, sponsored by the Thornhill Auto Group, tonight at 11:10 on WCHS. Obviously, here in Huntington, heading off to Tennessee to see Marshall play tomorrow night. Call that game, and this won't be in studio tonight, but Zach Brown, Bailey Tucker, Doug Harlow will be there. And here comes A.J. Gregory, and Gregory met head on there by Landon Dixon.
And Dixon putting the leather there on that one. Another junior there, nice looking tackle out of bounds. Good positive yardage for the Redskins, and really looking to try to get some momentum, at least move the chains a couple of times, get themselves in some scoring positions.
Second down and 6 for Hurricane.
Kutcher fires it out. Catch made by Turner. Turner has first down yardage, and Turner, who has some speed, races down the sideline on the far side, taken out of bounds by Johnny Garrett, and that is a Bridge Valley first down. Bridge Valley Community and Technical College, find your path.
A good quick release there by Kutcher. Turner turns the corner there on the right side, shows you what kind of speed he's got.
Talking there with his head coach, Dustin Hatfield, and we'll bring in the play. Fresh set of downs for the Redskins. Kutcher in trouble, slips away, lets it go, and ball will fall incomplete. Trying to get Turner. Nice play there, though, by Kutcher just to get away.
Yeah, really nice eluding that pressure there.
I think it was Christian Black breathing down his back. Good look there at that Hurricane coaching staff again. John Ashworth, Connor Robertson, Jeff Humphreys, Zach Burton, Mike Molina, Austin Womack, Corey Sargent, Jared Walker, Jeremy Taylor, once the head coach. Hurricanes 6-5, 10-3, 8-3, 9-4, 33-15. 4 years heading into this season as A.J. Gregory grinds for yardage. Our T-shirt gun is brought to you by the West Virginia Federal Credit Union. Experience the credit union difference. And our Hannah Klein displaying that gun. Third down, 5. Gregory, well, he just looked for a spot and bangs over a Highlander defender, and Gregory will be taken out of bounds right before reaching the end zone. A nice run by Gregory, and then a nice defensive play by Landon Dixon to keep Gregory from scoring.
Yeah, a little bit of a mismatch, obviously, on some power there. Gregory just runs over the cornerback, heads to the corner, Dixon's going to lay a little bit on him there.
It's another Bridge Valley first down. 45, clock turning here. Handed off, and Gregory will be swarmed there as he tried to turn the corner. Nice job by Huntington. Gage McClellan there on the stop.
Yeah, pretty much the same design they had the last time, Mark, trying to seek himself an area there to find the seam Gregory was.
Pitcher with 2. Redskins in the backfield with him. Tanner Runyon is out there, and it's going to be offsides here on Huntington.
You march it off half the distance to 2 is 1. One big giant step and then a ball inside that mark.
Talked about the 4-year record for Hurricane coming into this season. Huntington 48-6, 13-1, 13-1, 11-2, and 11-2.
Pretty good run.
Gregory, a little bit of an exchange problem, but Gregory is into the end zone, and Hurricane has punched it in for a second time this game, much to the delight of those who traveled here from Putnam County.
Yeah, nice job by him. He's the one that got him down there. He should have been the one to bring it into the end zone.
And again, A.J. Gregory, 6 foot 185, a senior. Dustin Halfhill, we mentioned it earlier. He's as good of a human being as I've ever been around. Runs hard, bleeds red and white. The kids love him. Bo Cook's kick is up. And Paxton Bocook drills it through. Another look here of A.J. Gregory.
And this rolls off the left side and just basically untouched into the end zone. Nice job by the Redskin running back.
Makes it a 56-14 game. Huntington leads the series coming in 14-9. Won 4 in a row, including last year's 38-35 decision with a blocked field goal to secure the victory. Time for our West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program scoring summary. 7 plays, 72 yards, 4:33 off the clock. A.J. Gregory, a 1-yard touchdown run, and the key play, Gregory, a 34-yard run to the Huntington 2-yard line. Hurricanes suffered a 7-game losing streak in this series from 2013 to 2018. Team started playing for the first time in 1999. Huntington won 12-8. Hurricane would win 7 of the next 9. Most points by Hurricane in this series, 55. That was in 2008, so Huntington breaking that record here tonight with 56. Most Huntington had scored 39 in 04. 2021 game. And gathering it in there and being quickly knocked out of bounds for Huntington. That was Walter Oden. It's shut out 38-0 by Huntington. 2021. These teams have met twice in the playoffs, these programs. 2014, Huntington won at 27-7. And in 2017, how about this one, 28-27.
Ain't tighter than that.
All right, so it is the Highlanders with the football, but they will have to wait until the fourth quarter to run the next play. Away we go to the fourth quarter here on our Go-Mart Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week, presented by Glenville State University. And don't forget, coming up after the game, it's the school bus stop of the game. We head to the fourth in a moment from here inside Bob Sang Stadium. Highlanders on top of the Redskins.
Hey everybody, I've got Chris Miller at Dutch Miller Kia. You're helping us out this year, Chris. What made you get on board?
And so we absolutely love high school athletics. We absolutely love giving back to the community, and the simple fact that we can be involved and help all of these different athletic programs all around the state. I mean, how would you not want to do that. It's college or high school football season. It's going to be so much fun. We get to watch kids compete and also give back to the community and make sure that these programs have enough resources to take care of these kids.
What you're giving is going to make a difference, and it's going to make some athletic department just that much better.
Yeah, we're all in the scramble to make sure and have enough resources to take care of our kids. And we look at it like our job at Dutch Miller Automotive is that we believe that our business has a symbiotic relationship with the community that it's privileged enough to do business in. And when we do well, we want to make sure the community does well. So we're always doing everything that we can to give back and make sure that we're able to do the fun things we like high school football.
The educators hear it, the parents hear it, the players hear it. We all want to know, where do you keep that checkbook with that big 5-foot check?
So we do have big, long checkbooks, big, huge, checkbooks we give away for presentations too. They're around.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you very much, Chris Miller. Very, very good to work with you, and it's a proud situation for Dutch Miller to be in.
It really is. We're honored to take part. We can't wait to watch these kids compete. It's going to be an awesome high school football season, and you guys get ready, buckle your shin straps. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Let's play ball.
Away we go to the fourth quarter here on our Go-Mart Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week, presented by Glenville State University with Jim Mahan, Hannah Klein, our great FNR crew, and Mark Martin. Delighted to have you with us. Midkiff throws it across the middle, and Barnett, boy, makes the catch and then does some damage. Once gathering it in and still on his feet, and finally is taken down. Aiden Barnett, what a catch, what a run, and then it's Gavin Chips to take him down. Flag comes out, though.
I think there was some extracurricular activity there on the side on a block, but I think that was at the end of the play. I don't think it was during the play, so the result should be a first down. That was a big man stiff arm there, Mark.
Our first downs in this fourth quarter being presented by the Clay Center. This one coming back, but boy, what a stiff arm there by Barnett. What we talked about, this young man, Jim, 6'1", 175, a freshman. He looks a lot bigger than 175, but he is a freshman. He puts that uniform on well. He's got the look, no doubt about it. Catch made there for the Highlanders. Bryce Jeffers, I believe. 31, not 37.
Kind of harder to distinguish up
it was
here.
37.
I thought it was as well, but the announcer said Davion Williams 31.
Mid-kip, shoots it out. Kellen Riffey with the catch. Riffey still on his feet. Riffey looking for the end zone. Makes a move and finally taken down. Rife, Kellen Rife, who makes the catch. Kel Sack got him down.
Great job on the yards after catch, Mark. You see here, just a little screen pass. You see the seam from Rife, and he goes right up the gut, bounces it back to the outside to the right. Does like the contact.
Clay Center, yeah. Clay Center first down. The Clay Center where science and art come alive. So Rife, let me tell you what, we have seen a couple of nice catches here, Barnett, and then just made his way down the field, and Rife does the same.
Yep.
Mid-kip with the handoff here. Turning the corner and finding the end zone. Going to be a touchdown for the Highlanders.
I think that was Esau Johnson.
Yeah, Esau Johnson, a 5'7", 160-pound freshman. We're going to talk about some stats heading into this quarter. Huntington, 264 on the ground, 123 passing. They've added to it here. And boy, what a thrill for these youngsters. You know, they work hard and get the chance.
This is a game, obviously the game pretty much out of reach, but these kids are in there playing hard too. Esau Johnson goes around the left side, completely untouched. Another freshman with some promising future ahead of him as a Highlander.
Extra point was no good. Get a good look at Esau Johnson. We saw Rife. We saw Barnett. Of course, mid-kip, the QB.
They just got a stable of running backs and skilled players, Mark. It's amazing what they have there in Huntington.
Our scoring summary presented by the Governor's Highway Safety Program. Just like every play counts on the field, every decision counts behind the wheel. Put the phone down and keep your eyes on the road. Don't drive distracted. Put it down. Save a life. Esau Johnson. Wheeling Park defeating University 42-35. It was a 4-play, 63-yard drive that took 3:26. So that's the longest drive.
Seems like an eternity.
Time-wise tonight for the Highlanders.
We're not used to being over the 3-minute mark to score.
Vermont senior, North Marion. Still in overtime. Turner gathers in the kickoff for Hurricane, and dashing down there is Kellen Rife to make the tackle. Kickoffs presented by the West Virginia State Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
And Mark, you'd mentioned earlier about the running clock. You have to have 42-point differential in the third quarter and a 35-point differential in the fourth quarter, so likely we'll see a running clock the rest of this game.
Redskins back out on the field here. Got a second touchdown a moment ago, and let's see if they can mount another drive. Pitcher is still the quarterback, and he is one tough cookie.
He's gotten pinged and dinged tonight, but he's still hanging in there.
He'll hand it off to Turner, and Turner breaks up the middle and will take it to the 32-yard line.
Nice
play there.
Game there.
Amari Burks making the stop for the Highlanders. There's a look at what they're playing for here tonight. Champions of the game trophy presented by Tri-State Trophy. Hannah Klein will be down on the field after the game. Always look forward to that and the youngsters to celebrate. You know, in athletics, never gets old, Jim, winning a trophy.
No, that's something the kids always cherish. Of course, as you get older, most people don't know where the trophies are.
Turner on the call there.
Able to move the sticks, Mark.
Yeah, Clay Center first down. The Clay Center where science and art come alive. Zach Turner, again, positive kid. Says, they said this kid's never down. Says just a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, Turner come off the field there. Looks like he's a little gimpy.
Gregory trying to turn the corner, and Gregory will be taken down. Nice defensive play.
Yeah, it was a nice tackle out there on the edge. Gregory's not easy to bring down one-on-one. A good job there by.
Well, Jim, we enjoyed Marco's before the game. Marco's Pizza to the booth. Marco's Pizza is the delivery of the game, satisfying the FNR booth and our crew tonight. Each week, Kutcher rolls, being chased, lost the football and recovers it out of bounds. Good job there by Kutcher just to get to the sideline out of bounds and just continues to play hard. But yeah, I think, you know, we're just almost going to be ready for another Marco's Pizza or two.
I think you're heading in that direction here.
These games, you know what, I'll tell you what, takes a toll on you up here in the booth.
Well, Kutcher was fortunate there to be on the sideline. Mark, he had one earlier in the game where he lost the ball just without having any contact. I'm just wondering if he's got some issues with his hand or maybe the ball's a little slick tonight. I mean, perfect weather, so.
Well, you know, sometimes in two, Jim, you're just trying to make a play and just giving it everything you have. And shoulder fake there. Now he's going to take off with it. Kutcher still on his feet. Zigzags. Kutcher taken down at the 25-yard line. Carson McDowell taking him down, but not before Isaiah Kutcher produces another Clay Center first down.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a laundry there on the field, Mark. Down there about the 38. I don't know where that happened, but.
Well, how about that move right there?
Yeah, very nice move there by Kutcher.
42-yard pickup.
Referees are discussing where they're wanting to park the ball based on the flag.
James West.
Tack this one off on the Highlanders.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, our T-shirts for tonight's game. We want to thank Bulldog Graphics for our T-shirts. And we're great sponsors here for our Go-Mart Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week presented by Glenville State University. Kutcher fires, catch made, and into the end zone will go Armstrong, his second touchdown of the game. Riley Armstrong, the sophomore.
Nice design there by Armstrong in the seam. Good job by Kutcher finding him and had no trouble at all getting in the end zone.
Well, you look at this Hurricane team and some of the things they've done here tonight, and there's just a lot of things they can build on as they move forward here. Again, they're facing one of the best, if not the best team on the schedule. Paxton Bocook. Bocook now going to have to throw it, and Bocook throws it into the arms of Huntington's Carson McDowell. Another look at it here, Jim.
And here's the Kutcher pass over to Armstrong. Just finds the seam. You see what kind of speed he's got. Good, nice job getting in the end zone.
Yeah, you know, you make that quick slant, and then you dash to the end zone. 62-20 here on FNR. Time for the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program scoring summary. 6 plays, 76 yards, 5:28 off the clock. Isaiah Kutcher finding Riley Armstrong, 15-yard pass play. There is the Redskins QB. He's gone the distance tonight here. He's battled like crazy.
Yeah, he's a competitor for sure, Mark.
He's a wrestler, Jim.
Well, that'll explain it right there. Tough nuts, wrestlers are.
Kickoff gathered in by Kellen Reif. There's a flag down. It doesn't matter if you are Dustin Hatfield, Billy Seals. Neither coach happy with all the flags tonight.
No, that just shows it. Well, a lot of that happens when you got some of those guys in there don't get a lot of snaps, but you need them to have that experience, Mark. They're to be the kids that are going to be coming up in the years ahead. Put a face mask, they offset.
When you think about each of the programs, and we've had guys go on to the next level. And I think of Hurricane, I mean, you think of Steve Dunlap. You think of Doc Holliday, who they honored last week at the Parkersburg game. Of course, Doc, longtime head coach at Marshall. You think of the great Steve Lewis, the wide receiver. And well, those guys all were about the same time. Went to WVU to continue. Jan Deals is proud to sponsor the streaming of tonight's FNR game on Facebook and YouTube. Injured in a car wreck. Call Jan Deals, attorneys at law. We won't take no for an answer. And then you talk about Huntington. Of course, this is a consolidated school, Old Huntington High and Huntington East High, as we bring you our West Virginia State Building and Construction Trades kickoff, where the future is forged. Let's see who landed on the football there for the Highlanders. That was Grady Franks, who's the young man that Billy Seals is so high on as a long snapper. But, well, there's been a lot of good ones come through here at Huntington High, and one of them is Darnell Wright, who's with the Chicago Bears. Luke Christian in the game, 6'2", 220 sophomore is the Highlander quarterback. Now our West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program presenting you with our closed captioning tonight. Just like every play counts on the field, every decision counts behind the wheel. Put the phone down and keep your eyes on the road. Don't drive distracted. Put it down, save a life. Zip it out here on the near side. Good lick still being applied here. When you think about Darnell Wright, and you know the history now of Huntington and Martinsburg, and they had, you know, the great game here just a few weeks ago. Huntington wins it 22-20. They had the Classic last year in the semifinals. They've met along the way in the playoffs time and time again. So they got Darnell Wright playing for the Bears, and you got Tyson Bagent, a backup quarterback for the Bears, who's from Martinsburg.
Right.
Had that great career at Shepherd.
But they have some stories they could tell each other.
I mean, the journeys of football, and boy, you just think about, Jim, you're facing off at Wheeling Island Stadium in a championship game, and lo and behold, years later, here you are on an NFL team.
Unbelievable. What a dream come true for those two young men.
There's guys like that, you know, just give all these guys hope.
Sure.
Under a minute to go here in the football game. Awaiting the snap is Christian. Handoff is made.
Number 23, Johnson on the carry.
Saw Johnson there with the carry, had that touchdown a little bit ago. Gavin Chips makes the stop.
Likely marked the last play of the game on this running clock. 25 seconds left. Very deliberate about what they might do on this play.
Now the Highlanders, they came out and really put it to Hurricane defensively on that opening drive, and they got the points they needed. And here's a nice piece of running, and will he go the distance? That is Johnson. He will, with no time left on the clock. Esau Johnson with his second touchdown of the night, and it's a 40-yard race to the end zone.
Yeah, great job there by Esau Johnson. I mean, you don't want to tell a kid not to run. I mean,
yeah, you play. Well, you say
you
play.
You got to play it out. You play it till the clock ticks down to 0. Of course, that one did tick down to 0, and they had to keep playing.
They're not going to go for the extra point. 68 on the board. 68-20. Billy Seals and Dustin Hatfield meet at midfield. Our post-game show is coming up. It was a 5-play, 55-yard drive, 3:35 off the clock on that final play of the game. Huntington wins it 68-20. We'll be back with the post-game in a moment, but first, some great scenes from Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals around the country.
Friday Night Rivals highlights from across the country.
Kelly firing the ball deep. He's got a receiver. He also has a defender near him who comes down with the ball.
Catch?
Interception.
No. Rickards caught it.
I thought it was picked.
No, Rickards caught it.
Play make. De Blasio's rolling to throw. Will launch upfield. Oh, what a catch in traffic. And breaking free is Wyndham. And he dives towards the pylon, gets it, touchdown.
Wow.
How about the effort by Wyndham? The catch in congestion, and then he turns up the sideline and dives to the pylon and scores. Watch this. This was something else right here. There's been some big plays in this game tonight. And this ranks.
And Gilson is going to throw it outside, and it's intercepted. It is picked off. And this could be a house call. And he dives ahead. Justice Tilla.
Over, looks to pass, got plenty of time. Now here comes the pressure. Going to try to get it to Keel and does. Keel keeps his feet. Look at Keel. Weston Keel's going to keep his feet, and he's going to go 10-5. Touchdown. Bearcat.
The Navian backs got time to throw it. Does so. The corner of the end zone. Jump ball. They're going to call a flag on Simmons.
And he caught it.
Did he catch it? They give it to him right here.
This is the school bus stop of the game. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
Well, the school bus stop of the game, rather simple. It's the first possession of the game. Huntington pushed Hurricane back to the 1-yard line. That set the tone, Jim Mahan.
Yeah, they just kept going in the opposite direction and couldn't get anywhere. I mean, it was just one linebacker after another coming in and crashing. In that case, you saw C.J. Quinn there. Excellent effort by that defense.
All right, and our Go-Mart player of the game is Tavion Wilson. 5 carries, 87 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 of 5 passing, 116 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So outstanding play by the young man who is off to play for the Clemson Tigers, but he's got a whole lot of football left to be played here in the green and gold. And Tavion Wilson, just an outstanding game here tonight. Our Go-Mart player of the game as Huntington High wins it over the Hurricane Redskins. All right, Hannah Klein is with the victorious Huntington Highlanders, and the all-time winningest coach in FNR history is Billy Seals. This was his 7th victory in FNR games here tonight. Dan Carney getting us all situated. And so, Hannah, take it away with Coach Seals and the winning Highlanders.
All right, Mark, I'll have to tell him because I know he can't hear you. So Mark Martin was just telling me that you were the all-time most winning coach in FNR history, 7 in a row. So congratulations, Coach. What does it mean? You know, I've watched you guys for the last couple of years and the motivation and the drive in these players. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, it's the standard. You know, they got to practice hard each week and try to be 1-0 at the end of the week, and our guys continue to work hard. I'm proud of them, love them. You know, it's great to be a part of this program for 17 years and look forward to many more.
And I think on the outside looking in, at least from the sidelines, they enjoy it. They enjoy what they're doing, and I think the drive and the motivation for them, and no matter what, until that clock hit 0, they were going to keep pushing and keep moving forward.
Absolutely. They love each other. They love being around one another. And, you know, we're not looking to be a great team. We're looking to be a great program. And we've been able to build that with fabulous young men and women that are like right here behind me.
I'm going to go over to your player of the game. Always good to see you, buddy. How you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Talk a little bit about your performance and overall the whole team's performance going into tonight's game.
It was a good team W. You know, everybody got reps. People all over the place scoring touchdowns. So it's good to see everybody get on the field and get some action.
And for you, what does it mean to stand here representing your hometown, representing Huntington? What does this truly mean for you?
I didn't really play football growing up, so representing Huntington High School means a lot to me.
All right, y'all. So I'm going to congratulate you guys, FNR Champions of the Week. I want to hear from you guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Jim Mahan, the Highlanders with another FNR trophy, and they improve all the season now, 3-1. Hurricane drops to 0-4. Let's talk about Hurricane first, Jim, and I saw a lot of positives from Dustin Hatfield's team.
Yeah, I mean, it came out pretty well. I mean, the kids were motivated, ready to play, but just the skill set and the superiority of the speed of Huntington was a real problem for the Redskins tonight, and especially Tavion Wilson, that young man. Kind of scary when he said he didn't play football growing up. Lord have mercy, what would have happened if he did?
Well, he is special indeed. And thoughts on the Highlanders again here tonight? I mean, they just rack it up over 500 yards of offense. Had 202 through the air and 202 through the air and 318 on the ground.
Yeah, I like Coach Seals' comment. We're not trying to build great teams. We're trying to build a great culture here. So, you know, he wants to get those kids playing not only those first teamers, but some of those guys in the quality snaps in the second half. And great job by Coach Seals. 7th win for him. Excellent job from him.
You know, FNR games, no doubt about it. So Hurricane will play Cabell Midland on the road next week, so not far from here. Meanwhile, Huntington has an open date, and then we'll play at Capital. So that is going to do it here for Hannah Klein, Jim Mahan, our great crew, Robert Stegall, our statistician. I'm Mark Martin. And it is Huntington High here at Bob Sang Stadium getting the win by a final of 68-20. The Go-Mart Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week presented by Glenville State University. thank you so much for joining us here tonight on Highlander Mountain, the campus of Huntington High School in Huntington, West Virginia. It's all Highlanders on this Friday night.